Namaste, this is JVN Dr. Vishal Sinha, Associate Professor in Mathematics and Statistics in Jayoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. Today I am going to discuss on the module probability distributions. This session is a part of the course Research Methodology and Biostatistics in the program of BPT and B Optometry 6th semester of the university. And just I would like to mention that this is a very important subject and included in various other courses of the university as well as the other universities. So probability distributions just is concerned with the probability, concept of probability, and as all we know that the probability is we can define it as just it is the measure of uncertainty of an event, and the concept of the uncertainty is included in every event of an experiment. So just probability will give the measure of uncertainty for an event. Just we can understand in that way, like when we take a dice and when we throw it, then we can see there are 6 possibilities of coming as an event, like coming of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. So all these are 6 events, and all these are just equally all these have equal chances to come as an event, because the dice the dice is an unbiased dice. So there is an uncertainty of what is coming, like when we throw a coin, then definitely we can see there head or tail has equal chances to come. So again there is a kind of uncertainty, and its measure is called probability. So now just we can see there the concept of probability, and probability is a vast field where so many theorems and so many concepts, definitions are included, and we can just when we extend this topic of probability, then we come to the part of the probability distributions. So probability distributions distribution gives the probability of every possible event of an experiment. So just probability distribution will provide the possibility will give the chance of every event of the possible every possible event of an experiment, like just when we take a dice and when we throw it, then possibilities of coming of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 can be given by this concept. When we take 2 dice and 2 dice, 3 dice or 4 dice taken and thrown simultaneously, then it will give the concept of the it will give the probability of coming of every event. So this concept is called the probability distributions, and in this distributions the random variable just take the all possible values, and probability distribution can be divided into 2 parts. One is like the continuous probability distribution, and second is called the discrete probability distribution. Discrete probability distribution is that kind of distribution in which the random variable will take just finite values and means which are called the discrete values or the finite values, and it may be like integer values, we can say, like the examples of the Discrete probability distributions are binomial distribution and Poisson distributions. These are the examples of discrete probability distributions in which we have some like probability mass function formula, like the mass function in the terms of the probability, so that this probability in the case of the discrete probability distribution is called just a probability mass function, and this probability mass function will just give the probability of every possible event of an experiment. Like just I would take an example there, and I would like to explain that suppose just we suppose there is a manufacturing company of pen. Just we are taking the pen the pen which we use always to write the things, to write the sentence, that kind of pen, and a manufacturing company is there, and just suppose that this company manufacture the pens, and there are suppose that 10% of the manufactured defective pens are manufactured by the company like in a lot. So if the company just make a box of 12 pens, then if we have to find the probability of coming of defective pens, because 10% pen are made by the company as defective pen, so definitely defective pen may or may not be just included in that box. So if we take a box of 10 pens and just when we open the box, then we can see there may be like one defective pen or two defective pen or three defective pen, or at most 10 defective pens, and at minimum just zero defective pens. Zero defective pen might be there. So any kind of event can be possible here, from means random variable from x equal to 0 to 10 might be possible as a defective pen. So if we take a case of the like if a box contains suppose 5 defective pens, then this is the case of the like binomial distribution, because there is n equal to 10, that is the finite value, number of times n equal to 10 is a finite value. So it is the case of the like discrete probability distribution, and just there are 5 defective pens. So 5 is a case for which the probability is to be required, is to be found. So in that case, like when we are discussing about the discrete probability distribution, so it means the number of tries are is finite, and like in the similar cases we have discussed. And now we can say like binomial distribution or the Poisson distribution will have the different formulas and different formulas for the probability mass function, and it will be helpful to find the probability for any possible event of any possible event for the experiment. While just probability distribution is of second type is like continuous probability distribution, and its example can be given by like normal probability distribution. And normal probability distribution is a kind of the continuous probability distribution in which the random variable take infinite possible values. So means the possibility of random variables are infinite. So means here if we have to find the probability, then this probability will set to be probability density function, and it will just have a formula, and by that formula, like for the probability density function, we can apply the formula to find the probability or probability density function. So just this is a case of the like probability distribution for the continuous distribution. just we have taken example of normal probability distribution, and just we can see there different properties will be just attached with the every probability distribution, like mean, variance, standard deviation, all the other things can be determined for the probability distributions, and probability distribution will be definitely helpful for the to find the statistical distributions also, like chi-square distribution or the t distribution, ANOVA test. Just we can use for applying these kind of tests, the probability distribution will be definitely useful. When we take the concept of the sampling, and when we take the large sample case, means n greater than to 30, then here just normal probability distribution will be used for the case of distribution for testing, and the normal statistic, the normal probability statistic will be used, and while for the small samples like when n is less than to 30, then t distribution can be applied there. So it means probability distribution is a very important topic and concerned with so many applications. So just we have seen different examples, like for the binomial or the Poisson distribution. We can take so many different examples to understand these topics in more better way, and just we can derive the formula for the mean, variance, or the other properties like moments in every case of continuous as well as the discrete probability distributions. So students are advised to just learn these topics, right from the concept, right from the beginning of and with concept, and just see and learn the formulas connected with the particular distribution, like, and just see what kind of distribution, what kind of probability distribution will be applicable, or for what for a different kind of problem, for what kind of problem, just which distribution should be used. This is very important question. Like binomial distribution is applicable just for the when the number of tiles are not very large, not very sufficiently large, and when the probability is not very small, then binomial probability distribution can be used. The Poisson probability distribution, which is also a discrete probability distribution, can be used when the number of tiles is sufficiently large but probability is very small, and the continuous probability distribution can be used when the probability and the number of tiles are not very small. So in that case the continuous probability distribution is used. So students are advised to learn with the concept and see and derive the different derivations for the different topics, like mean, variance, moments, and take some numericals, some problems, practical problems for that, and just what are the applications for the different probability distributions. Just make a like chart, make a tabular form for these, just to learn these topics, means where they have to write the distributions, their formulas, and learn them, and also you can include that the application part of the distributions, and this kind of distributions, probability distributions, will be asked in different competitive examinations also. So just they have to learn, they have to take some objective kind of questions also, and descriptive questions. So with this I conclude my today's session. Thank you.